Joining us now with more, Guy Benson, a political editor of townhall.com and a Fox News contributor, and Robert Zimmerman, a Democratic strategist.
Good to be with you.
Of course, the terrorists, somehow they managed to get their hands on passports and driver's licenses and, birth certificates that look like they're legit. But that doesn't answer the question about whether it's appropriate here, Guy, for the city to start destroying the documentation that fills in the picture when it comes to these cards.
Yeah, and so I think this is the type of story, Megan, that causes millions of Americans to question the priorities of some of their elected officials. Not only is the city of New York handing out documentation to illegal immigrants, which can be controversial unto itself, they're going out of their way to destroy the public record and wipe away the paper trail about who got these documents and how they got them. So as we heard in that piece, this isn't just about immigration. There are other issues at play. There are people getting official IDs on their hands and access to the banking system, and we're looking at potential fraud, money laundering, and maybe financing of terrorism. So to me, this is a political agenda driving something that could put U.S. citizens and, frankly, everyone in this city at risk.
What about it, Robert? You go down to DMV and you want to get a license. You got to basically give blood now. I mean, you got to promise them your firstborn. It's like they can retrieve everything about, and it all becomes public record, where you live, all of it. So why should people who are actual citizens be subjected to that, and people who are undocumented be able to just erase all of the supporting documentation supporting that card?
Well, the good news is that's not the case. In fact, in the city of New York, this program is done under the auspices of the Office of Counterterrorism and also under the auspices of the New York Police Department that, in fact, approves of this program, because the documents are not destroyed. Let's be clear. The city keeps a permanent record of every individual's application who asks for a city ID and their most recent photograph. The type of documents that are destroyed are the personal data. Maybe it involves an old passport. Maybe it involves old financial information, issues around that. But I think what really is a danger to our security, what really is a threat to our country, is when we drive these people who are here, granted they're here as undocumented citizens, when we drive them into the shadows, when we don't know where they are. And because of President-elect Trump's rhetoric, threatening mass deportations, even threatening to deport citizens who are here illegally because their parents are illegal, because of that kind of rhetoric, people are hiding. And therefore, we don't know who's here in our country.
Donald Trump, I've not always been a huge fan of his, but he has been very clear, especially since he was elected, that the priority will be criminal aliens who came here illegally and then also committed additional crimes.
But he has made throwaway comments that they all have to go.
He has. No, he has throughout the campaign. So there's some ambiguity about, his official position.
But what about Robert's point, Guy, that it's not going to be, that you are going to be able to get supporting documentation behind these ID cards? It's just not...
Well, not for the feds.
Identification.
Not for the feds, and also the information that will be destroyed, pertains to how these people were able to get these IDs in the first place. I think that is significant.
Guy, that's entirely incorrect. They get their IDs by applying for the application and by being reviewed by the New York City Police Department. So they get their, it's a very scrutinizing process, and out of a million who've received it... And then the records go away. And by the way, out of a million who've received it, only, according to your report, 100 have faced difficulties.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you don't like this program under Mayor de Blasio, and he was on the program, he was on this broadcast not long ago defending it, you may be in luck, because he could possibly lose his position in the mayor's mansion, and we'll tell you in the next block why that is. Guy, Robert, great to see you.
Great to be with you.